Hey, you chickadees. I'm Lay Rooster, and you're in the hen house. We've got a Star Trek new patch. Now, the patch just came out a little earlier this week, and I'm a little behind on that, but there's some good news on that. Anyway, we had a bit of life happening, to say the least, which paused me out. But while I was kind of evaluating how the arc has started, there's been a lot of adjustments from Scopely, a lot of feedback from you, the player base. And so they've been making some further retooling of the arc, possibly, some may say to save the arc, but again, some responsiveness is good. So I wanted to take this opportunity to go over some of the stuff that's in the arc like we normally do, and also talk about what are some of the situations that are being dealt with and responded to. Update 45. As you can tell by the picture, we've got 4 new officers. There's actually a 5th in there, and of course a new ship. So it's been a while since we've had a new ship, and thus such a significant mechanic. Because of course it's not just a ship; it's a grind, it's a loop, it's a chase, it's a. Don't you need some more collectible and some more currencies to deal with? Of course you do. Let's see, but I like it when we have more meat to the arcs as opposed to these wimpy arcs that really don't have a lot of stuff going on there. Shout out to you, Anthology. Okay, let's look here and see. So they're talking about initially this the new Mantis. I know some people are having trouble figuring out which end is up. But at this point, though, a few days in, people are figuring this out. We have the Cerritos, which came out, and it is a buff ship. The Mantis is a PvP debuff ship, and whereas the Cerritos we have a Wednesday event, and we have this way to earn it and all that, that builds up our parts for that. Instead, a little kind of more of a nod to the Swarm and the Borg and that sort of thing. The Mantis has there's new systems to go in, there's new hostiles to grind, get currency, to refine that stuff. So it's kind of like getting Borg probes, and having some need to go do that on a regular basis as well as events. In addition to using this heavily as a PvP ship in, of course, incursions and other PvP area events and all that. But incursions is the big boy right now that we've been all talking about. Love it or hate it. So it is a debuff ship. A big, it's just some of the points that are out there. Be on the lookout for a couple things. Of course, it's become clear that one of the big things that when this ship debuffs you is that it makes your ship unable to warp out. So you can't get away. I mean, you can dodge, you can weave, you can run, you could fight, but you were stuck. So, and that's one of those harder hitting things, because again, it's a lot like shield suppression. You thought you were safe, and you're not. So you have to be wary. Not everyone's going to like that. I think from what we've gathered from the community in general, most people didn't really want that happening to them just willy-nilly, as we'll say. Be aware of that. Also, there seems to be some issues with the rewards that you can get for the refinery when not using this ship. And those don't seem to be in line with probably Scopely business practices. Now, that doesn't mean that's not the first time that's happened, but it also means that let's look to see if there's any tweaking to how this stuff works. If the ship, like when the Fisha got adjusted, gets adjusted so that there's a reason to use it differently. So I don't want to go into too many details. It's not exactly an exploit, but it's something. Come check us out on the streams. We'll talk about it. So anyway, be aware. New ship, new problems. All right. They are expanding the Syndicate. Now, this is kind of interesting. Expanding, incorporating 10 new levels and significant benefits, right? So, again, now we can go instead of level 25 up to level 35. So that is good. I don't know about you. I think I'm somewhere between level 14 and 15. I forget if I've just passed a level or not. And I've used some of my multiphasic credits to do that during events, which I recommend doing. So it's not like I'm going to be getting to 35 anytime soon, or 25, but for the bigger whales and krakens who are already there, this gives something. Now, there's going to be more rewards. They're definitely time-gated and grind-gated, because you're either going to pay to get up there further, or you're not going to experience them for I'm not sure how long. Remember to check your Syndicate test. You might need to make it count multiple times a day. Anyway, they are adding some building buffs, which they should have added. And again, this is stuff they should have added to the game in general. But Part Steel, Tritanium, and Dilithium generators A and B will provide buffs at Syndicate levels 30, 33, and 35. So again, I'm maybe halfway to the first one. and I have used some of my ill-gotten gains through spending and multiphasic credits. How about you? Let me know down in the comments. So it's great if you're Whaley Krakeny or Kraken McWhaler. You're getting that stuff. That does mean that when you're debuffing my ship and making me not able to warp because you're already Krakening out, you'll have even more. Boost to Car Steel, increasing your ship hull. Tritanium, increasing the shield ship hit points. And Dilithium, increasing the ship damage. So you can kill me more easily, is what you needed to do as a level 60, bigging on a 39, etc. We'll roll that downhill, I'm sure. That's the way. That is the way, as they say, not exactly in Star Trek. Okay, new officers. Let's look at these. So we've got Himmer. No spoilers, but I'm glad to see him getting some homage from the show. And he's an epic officer. Now, his officer ability is retrofitted weapons, so increasing Actian venom dropped by hostiles by X%. Now, this is the venom. This is the stuff that you get from the grind with the new ship. So he's going to be specific to that. He's your captain on there. He has a below deck ability, which increases base health of all officers by Y%. So that'll give him a little bit of use if you are trying to do some stat stacking with health, which there are reasons to do that with some officers. So that might make him a little more usable, but he's mainly on your grind for this new Mantis grind loop. So then we move into the new 3 officers that are called the Strike Team, Strange New World Strike Team, and we have 3 officers of our 5 new officers. Again, shout out to Rev Deuce because there's a lot of issues of power creep coming in here, and boy howdy. But some of this is going to make it for an interesting matchup, which, of course, we're getting more and more opportunities to see that in incursions and other PvP. So with La'an, Strike Team La'an, she is a captain on a battleship, only on a battleship, continuing that limited theme. When a battleship fighting a burning player ship, at the start of each round, increase the number of shots per weapon by X%. Cool. And that's any player ship, so not just like explorers. Officer ability, while on a battleship fighting a player ship, any ship, each time your ship hits with a weapon, Y% chance of inflicting burning for 3 rounds. So she's going to be generating some burning on there and helps you out. She's epic. She can be a good captain on a battleship for PvP. The Mantis is, but I think this is more of your augurs and stuff, so we're going to see that, but we'll see with this Mantis for those who will have it. Strike Team Una, now available as a rare officer. Now, she's very interesting here. Her captain ability is, well, while in combat against a player explorer, very specific, increase all officer stats by X% in each round. That's kind of a dump stat. It's not. She's not going to be used for that. She won't be captain. It's her officer ability that really shines. Crush their hopes. While on a battleship, finding a player ship, any ship, decrease their shield mitigation by Y% each round. And we know it goes up like 25% and goes up to like 40%. Each round. This is significant. This is an enterprise PvP killer on a battleship. So she's going to be important. Also with that burning, if you have Strike La'an on there as captain, you're getting some synergy. That's going to be pretty impressive if your augurs are going up against enterprises, which will help close that gap, but also negate some of the stuff that people have worked on their enterprises. That's part of that power creep. Again, shout out to Rev about some of that. Strike Team Ortegas is another rare officer, and again, she has captain ability when shot by a player explorer, X% chance of inflicting burning, so it's another alternate burn. But also, her officer, while on a battleship fighting a player ship, Y% chance of delaying weapon shots by 1 round. So that'll be pretty cool because one, we can get burning on with her with La'an as a captain going on here. Increasing the number of shots we have, we can diminish quite a bit the effectiveness of your shields with her on as a bridge. And then with this one on as the other bridge officer, we have a chance of making it so that the Enterprise or other ships are not able to fire back during certain rounds. So they just continue to burn and lose shield. That's going to be a nasty matchup. I'm intrigued to see that. But it is power creeping because other people haven't been as powerful like that. Now, moving in, coming up there, nice ginger-haired guy, Mavery, available as an epic officer. So he's in the Syndicate. We've been wondering about that. So he's given us, as captain, secret compartments, increases max cargo by X%, and as officer, increases crystal gas and ore mining speed by Y%. So that'll synergize nice with Grush, and we can use them. I'm already using Grush regularly in my daily mining crews for protected cargo. and this guy will give us more ability to do some of that too. So that'll be interesting, or you can mix and match with the Borg and the mining crews like we already probably do. But good little one. We'll get him eventually through the Syndicate advancement. So, of course, they're going to have some new missions. They're going to have some new battle pass, you know, like usual, new avatars and frames. Now, I do want to scroll these bug fixes. These actually go on for a bit, so there's a good bit of stuff. I think there's plenty of bugs. They've uncovered more bugs and more lag as we look at incursions. But I mean, shout out to Scopely for continuing to actually try to fix them, because that's what they should be doing, and that's what we deserve if we're going to spend money and time in this game. So that's good. So just additional thoughts about the game, kind of talking about what's been going on. I talked a little bit about the Mantis. You know, this one is interesting for messing over other people with the anti-warp stuff outside of it, and has its own loop. Like I said, expect maybe some tweaks to the grind process so that other ships won't be as nice to have in this situation. I'm not going to say too much about that. Also, you know, I've purchased the Amalgam at the beginning. I did the Cerritos, kind of expecting them to be a lot more than they ended up being. I've enjoyed them somewhat, but I'm definitely seeing, you know, there's no way, of course, to get the Mantis for free at the beginning. You get half of it in the paid battle pass, or you could buy it. I've already realized, I'm like, I don't need to buy this ship right now. If it's following the course of the other ones like Cerritos and Amalgam and all that, I can kind of, I mean, Amalgam took a little while to come out, but Cerritos and others, I can just wait to get it later at the end of the battle pass or something like that. They did say that it will eventually be free to play grind, but it might not be we might not know until the end of the year how that's going to be, which will mirror more of the Amalgam, which took several months of people wondering what was going on that. But now there's all these ships and cosmic cleanup coming up, and you know, anyway. So I'm not sold on spending my money in the very beginning to do this. I don't know. I'm usually one who would check it out if it's at this price point or lower. So let me know in the comments below what you're thinking. Also, because you can't build this ship until level 33 and above, and all the Syndicate stuff is for people who are much further down the road. There's not been as much. A lot of the events at the start have been like, well, if you have a Mantis, if you're level 33 and above, if you've bought this, then you get to play in the game, and no one else can do that. Now, they've heard a lot of the feedback from everyone and the reactions and all that. Hey, we don't really have much to do right now because, you know, you've kind of locked us out of our game. So there are changes as of Saturday morning. You know, we can see there's some ticketed events, different things that are coming up now that are that allow the normal player who doesn't have the Mantis and is not the right level to join in and have some stuff to do. It is important that we can all play, and it's fine to have level requirements for some of these ships. This Mantis is, you know, one of those hybrids like the Cerritos, a 3-star and 4-star. So it makes sense that it comes in later at levels. But we want to have stuff for people in the teens and in the 20s for sure to play along with everyone else. So let's build this community. Anyway, let me know what you're thinking. What are your thoughts about Scopely's reactions in order to try to change some of the stuff, kind of glaringly missing out on people, and then making some moves to restructure the schedule of the arcs, because that's what's going on right now, so that we have more stuff to do and more things that people can participate in, which is a good thing. So thank you, Scopely. Let me know below. Remember to like and subscribe. We're pushing for that 900 and 1,000 subscribers, where I can get the Pike styled hair cosplay coming up for a stream near you when we hit that. Anyway, share with your alliance. Y'all take care. CockADoodle do.